lot of action is indeed on the stock prices as well on the back of the news flow. So let's get started and let's tell you which are the stocks that you should be watching out for in today's trading session. And firstly, let me take it across to Ashesha, who is joining with a list of counters that are going to be in focus today. Ashesha, good morning. Take it away.
Well, yes, first up, let's talk about RBL Bank, where M&M is looking to sell its 3.45% stake in the company, and the deal is likely to be valued at about 682 odd crores. On the back of this block deal, which is expected to happen today, keep an eye out on RBL Bank. Meanwhile, Hindalco's wholly owned subsidiary Novelis has reported very weak set of numbers, and across the board, several negative news pieces, perhaps because of which we could see some kind of negative reaction on the stock. First, as far as earnings are concerned, EBITDA per ton did rise by about 4% on a sequential basis, but it is weaker than what the street was working with. Remember, Capex on their Bay Minette project has risen by 22%. Earlier, it stood at about 4.4 billion US dollars, and this has risen now to 5 billion US dollars, partly because of inflation and also because of project-related and scale-related costs that have risen in the quarter gone by. So they've increased their Capex guidance, and this is likely to be a big negative for the stock. And remember, this is the second time they've gone ahead and increased their Capex guidance for this Bay Minette project. Meanwhile, let's also talk about Paytm, which has reported very strong set of numbers for the quarter gone by. Higher net payment margins aided EBITDA, which has come in ahead of what the street was working with, and healthy pace of device deployment aided numbers for the quarter gone by, and fixed costs meanwhile have gone down. So Paytm, very strong set of numbers is what the company has reported. Britannia, meanwhile, positive news flow coming in. Grasim will also be in focus, and this is because Mr. Bhargave, who was the CEO of Birla Opus, has resigned, and Economic Times has reported, citing sources, that he is likely to join Britannia, and hence this is likely to be a positive for Britannia as well. Sun Pharma, lastly, on the back of the results that it reported, largely inline set of numbers. Global innovative medicine sales rose by about 16.4% on a year-on-year basis. India formulations business saw an uptick of 11%, but US formulation sales declined by about 4% YOY. So largely inline set of numbers. Sun Pharma will also be in focus on the back of this.
Thank you so much for all those details. But for this, let's also tell you which are some of the other counters that you should be watching out for. And first up, all eyes will be on Berger Paints, because the company did report a weak set in the quarter gone by, and especially look at the margins. The margins did dip almost 319 basis points on a YOY basis. 12.5% is what the company has reported, and that is below the guided range of 15 to 17%. The company cites that the extended monsoons as well as floods in the key markets did impact their numbers this time around, while the decorative volumes did grow almost 8.8% on a YOY basis. On the back of the earnings, IHCL is going to be in focus as well. It's been a weak quarter too for the company. Hotel segment did grew almost 7%, but that's sort of a muted growth is what we have seen. But the management is confident that going ahead, because of the holiday season kicking in, the Q3 has a strong demand visibility in November. Lupin will be in focus as well, as the company has received EIR from USFDA for its key facility, Pridhampur Unit 3 facility, and that remains to be in focus because Unit 3 facility does manufacture dose inhalers, dry powder inhalers, as well as topical formulations and nasal solutions. Along with that, some of the recently listed counters will be in focus. First up is Sathik Green Energy. Their subsidiary has won orders aggregating almost 300 crores for the supply of solar PV modules. So positive news flow over there. And even Tanfac Industries, one of the other recently listed counters, has come out with an order win announcement for supply of solar grade diluted hydrofluoric acid worth 732 crores. So let's watch out for these counters in trade today.